Welcome to ISL enabled virtual lab of CSIR.
Dr. Manjula Reddy had started studying for her PhD. She was balancing her PhD studies on one side and a young family at the same time, and this required a lot of perseverance. She was determined to accept everything and deliver her best. During the summer holidays, she used to send the kids to their grandparents and worked all day at the lab. Evenings, she would sit at the library reading everything she could about bacterial physiology. It was a very demanding phase, but quitting was not an option. A lot of people asked questions about the utility and validity of her research. People said that her research won't change anything for her. Nevertheless, she worked hard on her thesis and finally submitted it. She knew how important this degree was for her to continue developing her research further. Dr. Manjula had realized the true value of her work. This work gave her happiness and a zeal to push further. After a few years, Dr. Manjula moved to America. There, she met Dr. Jerry Smith and, along with him, started working at the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center. This place had a profound effect on her. She was inspired by her new mentors who gave her research lessons and shaped her leadership skills. Dr. Manjula and Dr. Jerry were now working at the same research center and naturally used to meet every day. However, Dr. Manjula's very first experiment at the new lab had failed, and she was feeling very disappointed and awkward to communicate this with Dr. Jerry Smith. She felt very demotivated. However, Dr. Smith was there to listen to Dr. Manjula, talk to her, and he would also sometimes invite Dr. Manjula to go out of the research center, eat something, talk about things other than work. And these outings and these conversations helped Dr. Manjula regain her composure. Dr. Smith also visited India once. During her time in America, Dr. Manjula fondly remembers the hikes they used to have in the snowy mountains. She had never experienced snow, and her fingers used to get cold and numb because she struggled, and the heavy jackets and the snow boots made it even more difficult. Dr. Smith, as always, was there to support her. Dr. Manjula felt like a kid who is cared for by her father, although she was 40 years old at that time. Dr. Smith and his warm attitude left a lasting impression on Dr. Manjula, and they became good friends. Another scientist who was very encouraging was Dr. Mark Grodin. Dr. Mark was the department chair at the Hutchinson Cancer Center. Dr. Mark used to say that in science we should work as a collective, and great leaders make everyone a part of the community. They did not even know each other well, but Dr. Mark would always try to include Dr. Manjula.